Okay, we're playing Super, can't think of the name of it. Super Baldy Kart? I can't even say the name. Super Baldy Kart. I want to say Super Badly Kart, but it's not Super Badly Kart. It's Super Baldly or something like that. So this is a ROM hack of Super Mario Kart, and this is supposed to be one of the best ones. Or I should say one of the better ones. Here's the thing. So, what are my first impressions? I think it's an okay game. I think it's pretty good. I've seen a lot of stuff that's not so good out there, and this seems pretty good. They obviously put a lot of work into this, and this is, it's as professional as they're trying to make it. You can tell that they're going for something that's a professional quality. Here's the interesting thing. The interesting thing is I selected, my favorite character is Toad, and I actually selected Toad with not even knowing that it was Toad. I just looked at it and said, you know what, that looks like Toad, and I clicked it and I was right. And I can tell because of the victory animation. So I'm playing this blind, and Super Baldy Kart. That's what it's called. Super Baldy Kart. Or if you say A, Baldy Kart. Super Baldy Kart. That could Baldy. 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 Anyway, it's whatever you want it to be. And I like the guy's name, Dirtbag. That's always that's always a good name to call yourself, right? Like, what's your name? Scum Muffin. Or no, it's like this. What's your name? My name's Scumbag. Oh, okay, that's a good name. Yeah, I'm Scumbag. I just think that's funny, Dirtbag. I mean, it just sounds like such a bad name to give to yourself, I mean, how about I call myself, I don't know, Shitface or something like that. What's your name? My name's Shitface. Oh, really? Did you give your name? Did you give yourself the name? Yeah, because I just, I just wanted to be called Shitface. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, it's hard for me to tell what items are what and things because I'm very new to this. So far I got gold and gold. Now we're going for Diamond Cup. So let's see what happens on Diamond Cup. Oh shit, see, I don't even know where to go. Oh. So that was very unclear when the road ends and you don't know where to go. I was talking to myself earlier. One of my philosophies about game design and ROM hacking, or just game design, is that when a person plays a game, like right here, how do you know which way to turn? You have no idea which way to turn. What you want to do in a game is you want the game to be very intuitive, and you want it to be very straightforward. When someone plays the game, they should have an idea of where to go, even if they've never played the level before. Things should just make sense naturally. And that's one of the things that I want to try to do when I make my games, is make things that are just very straightforward. It's a game, it should just be straight up fun. You shouldn't have to... You don't want the player not knowing what's going on, in other words. And he sure does pick up speed really quick. I think the acceleration is boosted up a little bit more than what it is in the original, because there's times where I'll just start taking off. So anyway, all the and here's another thing. Although the characters are original, and that's cool, okay, it's really impressive that they made all these original characters, but you don't want to just create characters, you want to create memorable characters. They have to be unique and they have to be memorable. Like, the only character I'm ever going to remember from this is the guy in the wheelchair. Just because he's in a wheelchair. I mean, like, seriously. He's in a wheelchair, he looks different from everyone else, and I'm going to remember him. He's probably Yoshi, I think. I don't know. And like this level, the borders are very, to me, the borders are very confusing because, and like this, how am I supposed to know that I can drive on that? And I get confused where to go. The borders are, to me, are not clear. Those colorful borders, the orange borders. It seems like there's just too many of them, and it seems like it's too busy. Like right there, like there's borders all over the place. You know, it just doesn't. And like right there, how am I supposed to know that? And for the star, I would actually make it the same speed as the character without the power up. And I'll tell you why, because 9 times out of 10, I always screw myself over with the star because I'm accelerating too fast. It just seems like this border is very confusing. It doesn't seem like the border is very straightforward. Like, what's all that stuff there to the left? You know? What's up with that? And then I don't feel like turning, and what's up with that big thing right there that's blocking me? You know, and that wood, the transition from the metal to the wood seems like that is a border rather than an entrance. Of course, I'm nitpicking a lot here, but I'm just giving you my first thoughts. Oh, I'm just giving my thoughts in general. See, this turn feels weird because it seems like there's a lot of stuff that's going on to the right, and that this entrance feels weird because of the border, the dark border. I don't like that. And I typically don't like diagonals either in Mario Kart, like what was just shown, because when you hit the walls, when you have a diagonal, it just stops you dead in your tracks. So I don't like this turn right here, that last turn. I don't like that. I mean, all this complicated mess here. What's up with all that complicated stuff? You don't even need the border from here to here. And like, what's up with that extra border down there? I've seen so many Super Mario World, and I don't like these levels because it's hard to tell what's the background, and it's hard to tell what's the road. The road should be a little bit brighter. The blue lines just don't do justice. It needs to be a lighter purple or something like that. And then what's up with these split paths? Like right there, I don't even, anyway. Oh, I just totally fell on that. And it'd be cool if you gave little faces to those little triangle things, like little mean face or something like that. And how come on a previous level, these things were actually glowing, and now they're not? I would think that the glowing ones, I'm going to assume that this is a spring. Yeah, or something like that. It's hard to know what everything is. But yeah, things should be very intuitive, like, you know, like the spring thing, you know, and this, the red shell, I don't think that item thing represents the red shell all that well. I would like a much better graphic than just something that is barely recognized like this. All it looks like to me right here, all that looks like to me is 4 tiny little triangles that are in the corner of a square. You know, like, to me, that does not, I do not think of a homing missile at all. Oh, damn it. Yeah, so I do not think of that as a homing missile at all. Apparently that's lightning. And this is weird, seeing those checkered things right there, because you don't think that that's the road or something. I mean, the tracks are okay. They're playable. I'll say that. The tracks are playable. I mean, I can play them. I mean, I think sometimes they're a little awkward, but when you want to design things, you go with you make things simple yet complex. And I know that sounds like a contradiction, but simple comes first. Make something very simple, and then add a little complexity to it. But if you make something too complex, it's just not, complexity doesn't work well. Like, this looks like a very complicated and what soundtrack is this? Is this from Mega Man or something? I've heard it before. And that's a weird track thing right there. I mean, some things... Oh, and look at that. I think it's actually a... See, look at this. Yeah, I think this is a diagonal. It's a diagonal, but you can't tell it's a diagonal due to how the graphics are. That finish line just feels awkward. Yeah, and these.